Yo, y'all know who y'all rocking with. It's your boy Rocky, that dark skin one. And it's time for us to tap into another episode of New York STEPPAS. And how my people's doing out there, man? How my SIGs doing out there, man? How my real rights doing out there, man? How my 550s doing out there, man? Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what we came to do. It's a bite thing, you heard? How my people's doing? How everybody doing, man? It's this Tuesday. What time? Tuesday, 4/13. I hope everybody chilling. I hope everybody blessed. You heard? We got a fire episode to get into. It's out there. What's going on in these YouTube streets, man? Okay. First and foremost, we just got some news, man. News about the real rights. And the reason why I'm even doing this on this video is because CHINAMAN was a real right member. You heard? When Jeezy and them stepped out, you know, they wasn't aligned with too many, but they took a liking to, well, you know, CHINAMAN and Jeezy, they took a liking to each other. So you started seeing CHINAMAN with the CHINAMAN double R on his Instagram, and you know, you start seeing Jeezy shouting them out. They start shouting each other out, and they was fucking with each other. They was getting money. You heard? They was getting to the bag together a little bit, and so today, you know, it was reported that all three members, Telly, who was that? Telly, was that Sport, and Jeezy, they all got sentenced to over 10 years in the feds due to that case they was fighting. So Jeezy probably been down for like 4 years already right now, right? And throw another 10 ball on that. I pray that they give him, you know, they credited the days that he was already jammed up. But the thing with that, this is tricky, is because he was already sitting up. You feel me? He got charged for one case and he doing his time, and now he got superseded. Sometimes I could see them putting the time together, but not on this, not especially with Jeezy. They gonna want a whole extra 10 out that nigga, man. So, you know, our prayers go up with the real rights. You heard? They still solid. They ain't told, they ain't tell, they ain't break, they ain't fold on each other. Whoever was on an indictment, they got sentenced together. You gotta respect that, you heard? So we salute the real rights. Man, hold y'all head up, bro. You hold y'all head up. You know, once you solid, you solid. Don't wait. This is the one thing about being solid. Once you solid and you play by the rules, can't nobody take that away from you. You heard? So now all you got to do in there is, you know, situate all over the dumb shit, like dumb niggas, you know, trying you and shit like that. But when you're in the feds, it's kind of like it's a hands-off policy, meaning you don't touch nobody from no other race, no other car, none of that shit. And you know, but New York niggas, what we mean by that no hands policy, nigga, we ain't fighting with no hands. It's straight knives. We gonna tear your ass up. So they got a nice little car. New York got a nice little car no matter where they at. And so they gonna be good, man. Jeezy and them, they gonna be good. Hold y'all head, you heard? We definitely want to shout them out. So moving forward, I want to address the comments. I want to address y'all bozos. Some of y'all, I appreciate all the support. Y'all know I'm very humble when it comes to the support. But listen, man, listen. See me? Don't make me come over. Don't make me put this mic down, bro. And get back to what I used to know, you heard? Nah. But listen, so the last video, the last episode I dropped, the one on Chopper Valley, I was in a bad emotional space that made me in a bad mental space, right? And so I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping at all. I was trying to take the shit off my mind, divert the shit somewhere else. And so I thought like, yo, I'm gonna just be working, dropping these episodes, and I'm gonna be good. Nah, you can't do that if you ain't getting no sleep. And so a lot of y'all tried to play. Y'all tried to talk it. I'm gonna let it a little bit slide because I knew better. I should have took my ass to sleep, woke up, and then shot it. You heard? But I wanted to get it out. But for those of y'all talking hooked on finance, right? Hold on, y'all gotta stop. None of my other videos you could try me like that, you heard? And this is the thing about reading. If you know how to write, 9 times out of 10 you know how to read. You understand? And so, you see all this? This is me. This is my episodes, you heard? I write for all my episodes. You heard? This is the Chinaman episode that we doing right now, you heard? I wrote that. You know, I ain't reading from no book or none of that shit, you heard? I write my shit and I read it. Now, sometimes I'm sleepy. My eyes is twisted a little bit, meaning when I'm sleepy, you'll see this one go that way. And then it get blurry on the inside of my shit. So when I was reading, I was mad tired. My eyes wandering and shit blurry. I can't see the things. I'm falling asleep. Y'all can't catch that I'm falling asleep, but I'm knocking out all type of shit. So I apologize. I will apologize for putting that episode out knowing that I didn't do my best. I was editing it and I didn't see a lot of the mistakes that y'all caught. And this is why when you in this lane right here, content creating and you journalist shit, you gotta let somebody else listen to it and play before you even push it out. And me, I judge myself. I do all my work, I do my editing, and I push it out all for me. Sometimes I might need a second opinion. So I do apologize for that. But don't play with me like I don't know how to read and write. I'm an A+ student. You heard? The streets fucked me up. I'm gonna keep it 100. But that's a little bit. Hold on. So yesterday we definitely gonna say rest in peace to Julio Fulio. Rest in peace, King. A lot of y'all had something to say when I called him King. Like, yo, or no matter what he was doing, no matter what his energy was on this earth, he was pre-programmed by this shit just like all of us. So you can't but judge a motherfucker right now because a nigga, you can't judge nobody because they fucked up our programming, meaning that young Julio Fulio younger than me. I'm 36. He got to be like 25, 26 or some shit, right? So that generation of young boys, they got programmed by rap music. Not even rap music. They got programmed by drill music and motherfucking twerking shit. And now you see what we got. You heard? So when you got somebody like Julio Fulio that might be not the best person in character, you still got to cut him a little bit of slack because for the simple fact he had a vision, right? He had a dream that I want to do music. And he was successful. You understand? A lot of people, we stop our own self from being successful because we think we can't do it or whatever. We think niggas gonna say something. Son had the courage. He had the courage and the confidence to chase his dream. He caught his dream, was making money off it. You can't be mad at that, bro, if I call him king, you heard? If you don't feel like he a king, keep that shit to yourself, you heard? I know the vibes. Y'all see that thumbnail, y'all see that title, let's get into it, yo. Let's get to work. Okay, gang, we spinning Brooklyn for this one. East Flatbush to be exact. Tonight we getting into the story of Don Quan, aka Chinaman, one of the names that been associated with money since the early 2000s. Coming up in a crowded household where he lived with both parents, a sister, and 2 brothers, Chinaman would get his nickname from his mother, who said he was her only child that came out with chinky eyes. Jumping in the streets at 15 years old, Chinaman would be inspired by the Dipset wave that had the streets in a frenzy at the time. Chinaman would back out his first foreign at the age of 17, where he would drive around Brooklyn in the wintertime with the top down, just so niggas could see it was him. Chinaman would then start spreading his wings in Brooklyn. You could catch him in the early 2000s around Street Fame and Fabulous, and then later around the 11 Boys from Brownsville. Around this time, he would go by the name Don Quan, getting a big iced out pendant that spelled it out. Chinaman would really get popular during the nightclub wave, standing side by side with names like Scooty, Busy, and Brooklyn T. Chinaman would go into silent battles with any rapper or celebrity that would be in the same spot with him. He would make sure to throw the most money and pop the most bottles. Chinaman would probably be the only hustler of his status that didn't want to get into music. A lot of the names that Chinaman aligned himself with will either be taken off the streets by the feds or killed. One name in particular was Scooty. Scooty was another New York legend that was gone too soon. Chinaman and a few of the 11 boys will wind up getting jammed up and have to do a few years sitting down in a can. After coming home, Chinaman would link up with Slow Bucks and Jewels and them and start to fuck the clubs up again. But by this time, he kept going back and forth to jail. Like he was renting an apartment there. Being in jail so much only added to the mystery of who Chinaman was. There'd be a lot of people that know Chinaman, the name, but they could be standing right next to him and won't be able to identify. While Chinaman was away doing 65 months in the feds, his young boy Jeezy Moolah would keep his name alive, making sure that the streets remember who really was the big dog. Chinaman would come home and post one picture, and just like that, the streets would go up in an uproar. But with the spotlight came jealousy and envy, and the streets isn't shy about who the next target on the hit list. And unfortunately, with all the good that he did, all the people he looked out for, Chinaman would be that target. On December 27, 2023, Chinaman would be chilling at a bar in Richmond Hill, Queens, with his thin shorty Clarissa Burgos. The two would decide to leave a little bit before midnight. While they sat in the car in front of the bar and contemplate their next move, two unidentified men wearing black hoodies would walk up to the car and open fire. And then a third joint. They would hit the car up 16 times. Chinaman got hit in his chest 8 times, while Clarissa Burgos got struck in the head. Chinaman would hesitate a few while the shots was being fired, but once they stopped, Chinaman would drive 2 miles to the nearest precinct, where they pronounced Clarissa dead. And now this is where all the drama come in at. Honestly, personally, I don't think boy he ain't caught for none of that shit. You want to know why? It's because there's so many motherfuckers out here that they name being bullshit. Like there's a lot of niggas out here that you can't really look at and say, yo, they slate is clean or they just pure good energy. Nah, hell no. I know some was in the scamming game, but it wasn't like boy was, how can I put it? You got some niggas that scammers, right? And they make their money off of zone niggas, meaning, yo, I'm going to drop this money in your bank account. You're going to go in there. You're going to bring it back. We're going to split it. We're going to do that a few times, right? That wasn't boy wave. It wasn't, probably at a point in time he started there. But now son done graduated to a certain type of level to where now, like, if he had to scam some shit, he getting the whole profile, right? So he getting a profile of a motherfucker probably 60 years old, whatever it is, right? That got money in his shit. And so, yeah, the karma I have a motherfucker doing him shiesty the way he doing the people unknowingly and unwillingly, right? But now when you deal with some shit like this, right, where motherfuckers walk you down, they walk you down. Niggas is so mad that you the nigga getting all the money that niggas is willing to walk you down, don't matter who you in the car with or none of that shit. You understand? And now this is the fucked up part, right? Niggas don't know how boy felt about shorty, right? Niggas only know like, yo, Chinaman was the name, Chinaman this, Chinaman that, right? But now her peoples is mad at son. Like, yo, how is it that you was rushed to the hospital, but our peoples was left on the floor? Come on, bro. I look at a lot of shit like, yo, come on, y'all serious? If a nigga's in a situation where a nigga in the car and niggas tearing that shit up, you can't even think straight. And now, let's say you do get to shake it off, right, niggas, you catch on, niggas blame that you get out of there. If a nigga hit you up and then the chick that you was in your passenger seat got hit up too, what y'all wanted him to do? Like, what would you have did different? You would have said, no, come on, I'm taking you to the hospital with me, no matter if you dead, you unresponsive, you're not saying, you understand? Like, come on, bro, y'all gotta make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. For niggas saying, oh, to get your block of rent. Nah. But that right there, right, man, this Chinaman, all right, like I said, it go deeper, right? So now, boy in jail and shorty peoples is on Sun Hills. They blame him for her being dead. And her peoples get busy, they solidify, they certified and all that, right? So why y'all not trying to figure out who actually did the dirty work? You understand? The nigga can't change nothing. Not a man. One man can't change shit. Meaning, if I'm here and it's niggas that want to kill me over there, I don't know that. I don't know when they're gonna come. I don't know none of that. All I know is what's going on. You understand? And now I'm in the car, shorty right here. I'm hit the fuck up 7 times in the chest or some shit like that. What y'all wanted boy to do? Like, come on, bro. Y'all like people crazy, bro. People are crazy.